All right, Michael's on here, Steve, and he asked about Romans 13, verses 1 through 4. Is this passage talking about the death penalty, he asked?
Yes. The short version. Let me read it so everybody knows what we're talking about. Let every soul be subject to the governing authorities, for there's no authority except from God, and the authorities that exist are appointed by God. Therefore, whoever resists the authority resists the ordinance of God, and those who resist will bring judgment on themselves. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to evil. Do you want to be unafraid of the authority? Do what is good, and you'll have praise from the same, for he is God's minister to you for good. But if you do evil, be afraid, for he does not bear the sword in vain, for he is God's minister and avenger to execute wrath on him who practices evil. And so obviously he's talking about swords. What do you do with a sword? And, that's, again, a rhetorical question. It's obvious what you do with a sword. And so the death penalty was something that was passed out far more often in ancient times than it is in modern times. When you're talking about Jesus dying on the cross, do you remember who was strapped up next to him? And it was two thieves. And we don't know for sure whether or not those thieves were guilty of murder, but they were on the cross for thievery, and that's why they were being put to death. And so you have the death penalty in the Old Testament, you have the death penalty in the New Testament, and again, short version is yes, bearing the sword is talking about the death penalty.
All right.